A lot of you are familiar with Somalis people not wanting to identify as blacks or Africans, and I don't have any problem with you identifying with what you want to identify with, because we're so many Africans and there are so many black people for us to worry about one group of people that don't want to identify with us.
My Somali sisters, please watch this video, especially if you're in Uganda. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Who told you Somalis that you are very different from us? Why is it that you people, when you come to the mosque to pray, you separate yourselves from the rest that you found at the mosque, inside the masjid? You find your friends have already made a line somewhere, and you separate yourselves in a cocoon of 3-4 people, and you stand alone. Is that Islamic? How exceptional are you? Is your blood green? Is your urine like cooking oil? I'm sorry to mention, but I am very pissed. Why is it that you people, okay, carrying your own prayer mats is okay, but why do you have to separate yourself from the rest of the congregation that you've already got in the mosque? You people are not behaving like Muslims. I don't know what is wrong with us Somali sisters. You think you're different? Is it because of your color or texture or anything? You people, you have to behave, especially if you're a visitor somewhere, okay? And we are Muslims. What your sisters are doing is not nice at all. I don't know if this is how you behave in all countries, but in Uganda, we don't like the way you're behaving. Thank you.
Plus, we have a lot of things that we need to work on as a community than just minding one, segment of a people.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'll start my video first in Somali and then I will speak in English. As I was watching your video, I could see that you were very frustrated and upset, which I understand to a certain extent. However, the comments you were writing and liking were very un-Islamic, since you were talking about Islam behaving like Muslims, and that's very un-Islamic, and talking about other people. I actually expected a much more Islamic behavior from your side, especially that it's the last 10 days of Ramadan, and I would have loved if this video could have waited a little bit more, but it is what it is. Since you asked for the answer, it is in the comment section, but I felt the need to make a video since you made a video about this, and it's simply because of smell. Now, let's get back to the Islamic behavior that you were talking about. When you're going to the mosque, you're expected to be clean. Yeah, you're expected to smell clean. I'm not saying go spray perfume all over yourself. However, taking a shower will not hurt anyone. In fact, you are expected as a Muslim to smell clean when you go to the mosque. And I'm not talking to you specifically, but I'm talking to anyone who might need this advice. Please use a deodorant. And if you are cooking all day in the kitchen, please take a shower. If you're going to the masjid, take a shower, put on a deodorant, especially if you live in a hot country. Please always go to the mosque smelling clean. People should not be forced to stand next to you while you stink. Okay? If you go back to Islam again, once more, Islam expects you to smell clean. Islam expects you not to stink when you are in the mosque and outside the mosque. But even more important when you're in the mosque, because how am I supposed to focus, or how can anyone focus on praying and standing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when all I could think of, or when all anyone could think of is, oh my God, I can't stand being right here in this spot. So I'm not saying every single one of you smell. However, when someone repeatedly goes through the same experience, they start avoiding doing the action that leads to that experience. So, if I have stood next to someone who stank several times, I promise you, next time I will avoid standing next to the group of people that I have associated that certain negative experience with. It's that simple. Anyway, I hope it's very clear. I hope you have a nice Ramadan, rest of Ramadan, and I hope you have a great Eid. Make sure to let your sisters know that showering is important on Eid too. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hi guys, my name is Gracie here, and it's good to see you once again. Thank you all that are watching and those of you that have subscribed. It keeps me going. If you have ever experienced these things, make sure you put your thoughts in the comment section. For Ugandan to come out and address her concerns, that means it has reached her over here. Everyone knows in the Eastern African region that we are one of the most friendliest people, that are very, very hospitable and love and treasure foreigners or, visitors. If a Ugandan comes out to speak on something, that means it's literally gotten on their nerves. Now, for those of you that do not know, Somalis that are in my country, that are in Uganda, or in most of East African countries, they are not nationals. They are refugees. Okay? So let us just put that one out there, so at least we know when you are treating people badly with those bad manners of yours, that you do not belong to these countries, okay? Now, I'm not a Muslim, so I'm not going to speak on behalf of all Muslims. However, I studied in a Muslim school all my high school, from senior 1 to senior 6. And I feel like even the university I went to was for Muslims. But I'm not a Muslim. One of the smartest, cleanest, very hygienic human beings that I have seen in all these are Muslim women. So I do not agree with the notion that you don't pray, you don't stand next to our sisters because they stink. I need to remind you that you are the same type of people that wear one of the most stinkiest low-class perfumes. I know you think the stinkiest is the classiest. You guys will agree with me. When a Somali wears a perfume, you will smell it even 5 minutes when they are past the place. And that type of a perfume is one of the lowest of perfumes. Any perfume that stinks like that 5 minutes later after you have passed, that is a very, very cheap perfume, okay? And it's not classy. So in case you thought you were special because of maybe the perfumes you wear, I'm just here to remind you, okay? Because you are here coming for our people, saying maybe it's not just wearing perfumes and all of that.
I'm going to use English so that we understand each other very well. The only reason as to why you guys exclude yourselves from the lines of Salah is because you feel special. You feel some type of way that maybe you're not in the right place. Maybe we did not have to be close to you or something. Girl, let me teach you something. You guys always have a weird smell in your mouth that is intolerable. Someone cannot tolerate that smell, but we do not talk about it. We do not say anything because most of the times you eat garlic and that stinky smell of garlic remains in your mouth. No one ever complains because that is Salah. Salah brings togetherness. We do not care about color. We do not care about beauty. We do not care about looks. All we care about is putting some respect and be fearful towards Allah. So we do not judge. The audacity of you trying to trash Ugandans that they stink.
It can't be that these people are hating on you. These people are coming from a genuine place of wanting to know, why don't you want to mix up with them? Do you think you're too special? Do you think being light-skinned is like, because, times where light-skinned used to be superior? I know colorism is still a thing, okay? But the first thing, we are not even trying to compete with you. On top of it, you are the same people that bleaches. Light-skinned, but again, you even bleach. And you think you are special with those creams that you put just to put. You are insecure, first of all. I'm just gonna give it to you just the way it is. In the first place, you are the most insecurest human beings. If someone starts a conversation, a healthy conversation, and tells you, hey, this is not how you're supposed to behave, you are very sensitive. All you're going to be, oh, you stink. And I think this is something that I've seen that Filipinos, some sister of ours was talking about how racist Filipinos are. The first thing, when you speak about their racism and expose them, you literally have nothing else to say about these people, why you don't want to be next to them. And the only thing you come out to say is they stink. I feel like you've literally lost everything. You don't have anything to say. You're just sensitive humans that at least want to feel like, you're not defeated. Now, in my entire experience, because I've lived in a community that has Somalis, one thing they normally do is once they come to a community, they make sure they take over. And they don't take over just because they want to take over, but because Africans or Ugandans or people in these countries cannot tolerate their bad behaviors, their loudness, their smelliness, okay? The most disgusting thing any Ugandan can see you doing is spit. These people can spit everywhere. When they enter a compound, they will literally sit somewhere in a corner and wait for anyone who is coming, and they are looking at you. On top of that, they start spitting, and in my own experience, the place where they came, because they found me in that compound. I'm a person that loves my peace, a clean environment, no noise, calm. They were nice the first 2 weeks when they came. When the 2 weeks expired, it was like their niceness also expired. They started putting trash, and they never paid the trash guy that was supposed to be taking trash. Now, all of us were collecting money, but these people were not. Because of that, the trash guy decided now to start ignoring and leaving their trash. Because of that, our compound started smelling and stinking. Okay, I don't know what is wrong with their food. I don't know what's wrong with, and let me tell you, I know you're going to be like, sister, what you're saying is not valid. First of all, you eat different food from ours, so our people literally know what you do and like what your trash looks like. All right, when we talked to the landlord, she was like, oh, I talked to those people, but they are, they really don't listen. For they are big heads, very, very, very big-headed, disrespectful. Okay, so this is where all the anger is coming from. If you lived with us with respect and tried to at least assimilate yourself in communities where at least you have been given a home or a place to call home, that would be a different case. So they were smoking too. That is something else. The music is always loud. The way they talk, oh my God, you don't want to stay in an environment, because let me tell you what happens. It is only one person that comes to that neighborhood to find a house. When that person comes, they go and bring their sister, they go and bring their brother, they literally bring everyone. So the place is going to be very, very chaotic. I talked to them, and man, they're like, they literally be like, oh, sister, we are going to change, sister, we are going to change. They never changed, okay? Now they started reacting really, really badly. Who are you to talk to us that way? I'm like, excuse you? All right? So now me, I don't like drama, all right? I ignored all of that. I mean, I was at campus, and I wanted a place that is close to campus. I was like, man, when I live here, where am I going to go? Hey, and all of that. So I stayed in the area. Now, these people are users in the first place. When they want something from you, they are going to treat you so nice. But when they don't need anything from you, you will get the worst out of them. In the first place, they are broke. No, now you want us to also tell you that? Yes. Now, at least in my experience, the people that were living close to me, they literally used to come beg for salt. And for me to even come out and say these things, that means it is here, because we normally don't talk about that. Why? Because we live in communities over here. So if someone likes something, they will come to you and ask for it. Now, what made the world situation really bad is how they normally use, oh sister, can you give us this much? We are going to give you back. My sister is sending money next week. You give them money. For you to get that money back, I left without getting my money back. Now, I know some other people that have lived in, such communities can also relate. Now, they make it so hard for people like us that want peace only and calmness to still choose that area. Most of the times when we see the drama is, escalating, what we do, we remove ourselves from that area, which is what I did. As like, man, at the end of the day, campus is about done. Let me just leave, all right? That is how they normally dominate and take they take over a certain community, because they are unbearable. You can't live with them. They are just so weird. They are just so disrespectful. They are just so stinky. When you're speaking of being, as stinking, watch your mouth, because you eat a lot of garlic, and I don't know if you even brush. For us to start coming out, you have been living in our communities and societies for the longest, and we never said anything. One thing you're going to realize about Ugandans is we can easily brush off things and be like, nah, let me just like I took myself away. As like, man, let me just leave them. It's not a biggie, right? We brush off things, and our niceness is always, taken advantage of. But now that we are in 2024 and you're bringing this, and you're the same people that say, oh, we are not black, we're not Africans, you either cooperate with people that welcomed you and helped you to stay in these communities, or just remove yourself, period. Why are you trying to give people a hard time when they helped you? It's not just in mosques, it's places, it's hospitals. They literally don't want to sit next to you in taxis. When it goes to the markets where you're shopping, they literally don't want to stand next to you, and they love bargaining. Sister, no, give me at 1,000. Sister, 1,000. You're too much already. Bad characters start discriminating us, and then you're telling us we stink. If you don't want stinky people, start your own mosques. Like, build your own mosques. Yes, and pray alone. We will not have any problem with that. Because at the end of the day, we are not even trying to be like you, bleaching mamas. Put your opinions down here. Nayenga, we are done. And if you are coming for me, it's okay, I'm ready.